So now on page 500, we're going to do number 1 together. We're talking about wind speeds. Notice our chart over here. Okay? The first thing we're going to do is find the range. Well, yay, we know how to do that because that is a 6th grade skill. So for number 1, letter A, how do you find the range of that data? Range of that data. How do you find the range? Brittany? That's right. Biggest takeaway, lowest. Which one's the biggest value in that chart? Mackenzie. Good. That's the biggest number. What's the smallest value, Grace?
7.5.
Awesome. And so, 511 take away 7.5 says my calculator. It is 3.5. Some of you, I bet, could do that in your head. Awesome. And that's the answer, so you circle it. Yep. Now letter B asks for 3 things. It wants the median. It wants the upper quartile, and I always abbreviate upper quartile UQ and lower quartile LQ. If you want to write it out, you may. Otherwise, we can just understand each other knowing that UQ means upper quartile, LQ means lower quartile, always, when we're talking about data and statistics. Okay? How do I go about finding any of that? What do I have to do before I can find the median? What do I have to do, Em? Put them in order. Here's the part that I mess up on. I will tell you, last year when I was making the answer keys for this chapter, I regularly would skip data points and get really mad when my answers didn't match the answer key. And my husband just kept laughing at me. Okay? Because I wasn't rechecking. It's tedious. This isn't hard. There's a lot of vocab, and it's tedious. That means you have to pay attention to the details. So my lowest number, it's like 7.5, 7.6, 7, 9, 9. So I've counted, I have 7 data points on my paper and 7 in the book. Yay me. How do you find the median of our data set? Tom. Good. Which one's in the middle? That's right. I've got 7 data points. The 4th one is going to be my median. Nope, it's 8.9, right? Did I copy it wrong? Nope, it's 8.9. And then I didn't put 9.0, I just put the plain number. Now, how am I going to find the upper and the lower quartile? Someone talk us through that. What are we going to do? Jaden. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's right. Which one's in the middle? Awesome. I love how he says you cover up the median. You have to. You're going to love data points that are sets that have like 7, 9, and 11 in them, because then you don't have to do any averaging. They're wonderful. Okay? You have to cover up the median, though. You have to cover up the median or you're going to get it wrong. How do I find the upper quartile? Someone else explain that. How do I find the upper quartile? Marcus. Okay, and which one's the upper quartile then? Why? That's right. So my upper quartile is 9.5 and lower quartile is 7.6. So we have broken our data up into 4 quartiles, 4 equal chunks. I'm with you, Mrs. Smith. Now they want the interquartile range, and I abbreviate interquartile range with IQR, because who wants to write that out? And remember, it's the range of the inner quartiles, the middle 50% of the data. How do I find the interquartile range? M. Yep. She's got it. The upper quartile and the lower quartile. So U. I take the big one, take away the little one, and that gives me the middle 50%. Well, good thing we have those right here. The interquartile range then is 9.5. Take away 7.6. I believe it's 1.9. Is that correct? Which means that 50% of my data is within 1.9 miles per hour of each other. That's what that's saying. Now I know last year you talked about outlier, meaning it lies outside of what is normal. In 7th grade we now have a mathematical way to define that, but I thought we had way enough words already today. So we're going to do outlier as its own separate thing tomorrow. So I want you to label it D and skip 3 lines to give us room to work on it, but we're not doing D today. We're going to finish that one tomorrow.